On this month's edition of Colleen's Community Connections, Earth Friendly April, we're going to do something a little bit different. We have a community spotlight this month with Stephanie Smith from Haddonfield, New Jersey. We're at her house and she's going to talk to us a little bit about a CSA and what it is and what it's like to be a host for the CSA. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Can you tell us a little bit in general about what a CSA is, just broad terms?
Sure, yeah. CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. So basically what you're doing is you're signing up for your season's worth of vegetables and shares ahead of the season, and you pay for it before you get it, and the farmers can then take that money and invest it into their crops, and it's all done with a local farm or a group of farms, and you get to enjoy the benefit of local vegetables delivered every week, and they get the security and investment of their farms up front. And so they get to provide good quality vegetables. A lot of them are focused on the environment and organic farming practices and just really high quality stuff. And it usually comes from really, like basically your backyard, so it's always really fresh and delicious. And you also share the risks of them, of like the farming season, so it's not all on them. So maybe, you know, one season, a certain vegetable may not do as well, but you know, that's a part of it, and we embrace
kind of taking that risk up front. And
but it's always, they fill in with something else. They always know, and then it's a way for them to kind of know to know what their community wants, because you're working directly with them, and also you get to know your farmers and where your food is grown, and you could go and visit them, you could call them, you can look them up, you know exactly where your food's coming from, and it's just a good feeling. Yeah.
So where specifically, do you want to go up and take a look at some of the stuff?
Yeah.
Where specifically is this CSA, or I guess it's a group of farms?
Yeah, so this is a great business practice here. This is called Lancaster Farm Fresh. I've actually been a member for over 10 years, but we've been a host site for the last 2 years since I had the space to do it. It was something I always wanted to do.
Now when you say host site, so obviously behind you have a row of boxes and this cooler here.
Yeah.
What does that entail? So
the way it works is, like I said, you sign up for your shares ahead of time, you pay for the whole season all up front, you pick your shares, so there's vegetables, you can add on things like fruit, eggs, yogurt, milk, bread, you kind of can just pay for all that up front, and every Wednesday morning a delivery truck comes from the farms and they line up all the boxes in the cooler, and then the members come and just check their name off and pick up their shares. And
it's like an honor system where you come in?
Yeah, absolutely, and always you get a list of what you're going to get about 2 days before.
Okay.
So you don't pick exactly. There are other ones where maybe you get to choose and pick. This one you don't pick. But I have to say, it's always so fresh and in season. It's changed the way that I've eaten, you know, the way that I cook and all of that stuff, and now I could never really go back to just, you know, I always used to buy the same vegetables every week, year round. Now I'm like, nope, I only eat tomatoes in the summer, and you know, when the greens, when it gets too hot, I know we're not going to get the leafy greens for a little while, but we'll enjoy them now, you know, through the spring. So it's a good way to kind of just eat seasonally.
Now, so you said you get to know 2 days in advance. So
as
you're planning, like, you know, as a mom, meal prepping and kind of, but you'll have an idea of like what the things will be. But I guess kind of like you said, you know, certain seasons what you should be getting.
Exactly.
An idea of.
So you get a list of predicted contents 2 days ahead of time, and it's usually pretty much right on. And then you kind of know too, like you're not gonna get corn in like January.
Right.
Oh, and this CSA is a year-round, so they do seasons. So like the spring-summer season is going to start in 2 weeks, and that goes from the end of April through October. And then they do a fall, like 8 weeks, and that goes from like October to December. And then they actually do a winter one, so you can actually do this year-round.
And do you do this year-round?
I do, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I started out just doing it in the spring-summer, but then I've just loved it so much that I signed up year-round.
And would you say most of the people that do it seasonally, or are a lot of them doing it year-round?
Yeah, people pick and choose. Yeah, some people do it year-round. Some people just do the like summer and fall. The winter is a lot of like hardier root vegetables.
Okay.
So
depending on what you like to eat.
Yeah, it depends on like how adventurous you are and what you want to try. It's not your typical stuff, but
that's an interesting way to think of it. Like you are starting to kind of cook like seasonally and prepare
so now
things. What do we have in here?
I kind of start to like plan my meals actually around like the vegetables that I'm getting. So this is like, you get herbs, so cilantro. I got like, it's a lot. It's starting to get the spring greens. Like this is spinach, a whole bag of arugula,
Wow.
some broccoli rabe, some kind of sweet potato, some lettuce, and then like, oh, these are really good. These like, they're called French breakfast radishes.
Has there been anything that,
like these, so amazing. They
like
like,
everything.
they go great on anything, and they smell so different than like what you get in the grocery store.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing that has come in here that you're like, what is this? Because I remember I did one before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was those little, like, now I see them in the grocery store, but like they look like broccoli, but I forget what they're called, but it's like, and I remember that I saw that.
Romanesca cauliflower.
Romanesca
It's like yellowish. It's like a chartreuse color, and it's got like these like pointy little nubbies. Yeah.
And it was amazing,
Delicious,
but if I hadn't done one, I would never have tried that. So.
Yeah, I think kohlrabi was weird to me for a while. We get a lot of different types of radishes, black radishes. We pickle a lot of stuff too, like things we can't use. We just pickle them
really
or ferment them, and then we like put that on like our tacos or salad or whatever. So yeah, we just try to use everything up because you're gonna get a next box the next week. And yeah, you really just learn how to eat in season, and I feel like it's just a really like sustainable, healthy way to eat and live. Yeah.
And it really also benefits the farms as
and
well.
Yeah, the farmers get get the best value and price for their work too.
What is what you would want people to know about a CSA? So if they're watching this, what's the your biggest aha moment or one thing that you would really like to take away?
You haven't tasted what real vegetables taste like until you've gotten them from a local farm. So even if it's from a farmer's market, if you just want to try them out, in season, something that was grown locally, just hasn't ever tasted so better. And you'll like, if you don't love vegetables, like you will. Yeah,
you'll learn
You'll
to.
love them and need them in your life. So.
And lastly, anyone that's local to the Haddonfield area, where can they sign up to be a part of this?
Yeah, so for this particular CSA, it's Lancaster Farm Fresh. I believe it's .org because they're a nonprofit. And yeah, you can just go on, you just kind of add the shares to the cart, and then you pick your pickup site, you just search by zip code, and yeah, they serve many states around this area, and also you'll see them in like Whole Foods and some restaurants and other things that they provide for as well.
Oh, they do? That's really cool. Well, thank you so much for letting us kind of take a look and be a part of this today. And you gave the website, so if you're looking to be a part of one of the CSAs, this is obviously one, so you said Lancaster Farms, but you said it's a bunch of, it's not.
Yeah, so this one is not, some CSAs they're just from one farm, which is great, but this one is a co-op of over 100 farms in the Lancaster County, and so they work together to support each other, plan what they're going to grow together, and then above the operating costs, any money that's made goes back to the farmers to invest into their farms.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again.
You're welcome.
And thanks for following along this week.